Hello, Olwantok. Thank you for tuning in from wherever you are. At this time, we feature a unique and significant tradition, national identity of Papua New Guinea, which is the Papua New Guinea's national currency, Kina and Toya. What is Kina and Toya? Kina and Toya is the national currency of Papua New Guinea, a country so unique and culturally diverse. It is the official system of money used across the nation today, but its meaning goes far beyond economics. The names Kina and Toya carry deep cultural roots that connect modern Papua New Guinea to its ancestral past. Before coins, before banknotes, and long before independence, the people of Papua New Guinea already understood value. Wealth was not counted in numbers, but measured through relationships, exchanges, and responsibilities to clan and community. This understanding shaped the foundations of what would later become the Kina and Toya. Papua New Guinea is home to hundreds of cultures, languages, and traditions. Yet across this diversity, one common feature existed: traditional forms of wealth. Shells were among the most important. They traveled vast distances through mountains, forests, rivers, and seas, linking communities long before roads or modern transport existed. In the highlands, the most valuable shell was the pearl shell, known as the Kina. These shells originated from the coast and slowly made their way inland through complex trade networks. In provinces such as Enga, Simbu, Eastern Highlands, Jiwaka, Southern Highlands, and Hela, Kina shells symbolized power, leadership, and social standing. They were essential in bride price payments, compensation ceremonies, and peace settlements. A man's influence was often reflected not by how much he kept, but by how much he gave away during major exchanges. Kina shells were worn across the chest during important ceremonies, displayed proudly by big men and warriors. They represented honor, responsibility, and respect, and not just wealth. Possessing Kina shells meant carrying obligations to one's people. Along the coast and throughout the islands, another form of shell currency shaped everyday life: the toa. Traditionally made from dogtooth shells, the toa was smaller in value but widely used. In places such as Morobe, Madang, Sepik, Milne Bay, Manus, New Ireland, and East New Britain, toa shells were used in trade, marriage exchanges, rituals, and ceremonies. They were also worn as ornaments, marking identity and social roles. One of the most remarkable exchange systems in human history emerged from these coastal regions: the Kula ring, centered in Milne Bay and surrounding islands. The Kula involved long sea voyages where shell valuables were exchanged between communities. These exchanges were not about profit. They were about trust, prestige, and long-term relationships. The Kula demonstrated that Papua New Guinea possessed advanced economic and social systems long before modern currency arrived. During the colonial period, foreign currencies were introduced, and eventually the Australian dollar became the official currency. While functional, it did not reflect the identity of the people or the cultural foundations of the nation. As Papua New Guinea moved toward self-government and independence in the late 1960s and early 1970s, national leaders recognized that true independence required more than political freedom. It required economic identity. A country needed a currency that belonged to its people. A currency commission was established to design Papua New Guinea's own monetary system. One decision became especially significant. The new currency would not carry foreign names. Instead, it would honor the traditional wealth systems that had sustained communities for generations. The names Kina and Toya were chosen deliberately, reflecting the highest and lowest traditional units of value across the country. On 19 April 1975, Papua New Guinea officially introduced the Kina and Toya, replacing the Australian dollar. This historic moment occurred just months before independence. On 16th of September, 1975, for the first time, the people held a currency that told their own story. The first banknotes and coins featured symbols of national pride, birds of paradise, traditional weapons, and cultural designs representing unity and diversity. Every detail reflected a nation stepping confidently into sovereignty. Today, the Kina and Toya operate within modern financial systems, banks, trade, and international markets. Yet their names continue to carry cultural meaning. They remind us that value is rooted in people, relationships, and shared responsibility. From pearl shells exchanged in the highlands to dogtooth shells traded across island seas, The story of the Kina and Toya is the story of Papua New Guinea itself. It is a journey from ancestral trade routes to nationhood, from shells to sovereignty. This is not just money. It is culture in circulation. It is history in our hands. This is the story of the Kina and the Toya,